Well, the really short version of the kids' moment is that we need to figure out how to make a me into a we. The big people sermon will go into that too. Please join me in our congregational affirmations. God has made us rich in so many ways. We now find new ways to be rich toward God. We are being renewed in the image of our Creator. We differ in many ways, but Christ is all and in all. God will take us up in loving arms when needed. By God's kindness, we will be taught to walk.
We look to God for healing and renewed strength. We seek to walk in the ways where God leads.
Amen. So this morning, in the Gospel of Luke, chapter 12, we read where Jesus was speaking to a crowd of people. And someone from that crowd said to him, "Teacher, tell my brother to divide the inheritance with me." This brother wanted a bigger share of the inheritance. Maybe he had earned it, maybe not. But Jesus refused to take part in a judgment on the matter. And why? Because the brother asking for a bigger share meant that he was caught up in the snare of wanting. Some would call it greed. And we've all known folks in our lives where this has been an issue. Maybe we've even been there from time to time ourselves. Maybe. Maybe not. But in those times, whether you know someone or you've been there yourself, it seems like we can never get enough. We keep wanting more and more and more. It's almost like there is this void inside of ourselves, and we keep thinking that the more we accumulate, the more this void will maybe start to be filled, and we'll start to feel better about everything. And that never happens. It keeps going and going and going. If only I had more money. If only I had a better car. If only I had more stuff. If only I had a bigger house to put all of my stuff in. Although if you have teenagers, I feel you. You can always use more space. But in Ecclesiastes 2, the teacher says, "What do people get for all their hard work and struggles under the sun? All their days are pain, and all their work is aggravation. Even at night, their hearts don't find rest." This, too, is pointless. It is pointless because what he is referring to here is what we call today to be the big rat race. Have we heard of the rat race? Folks, this is America. Yes, we have heard of the rat race. For those of you not familiar with this term, a rat race is a metaphor that we use to describe the endless, self-defeating, and pointless pursuit. Pointless pursuit of earthly riches and wealth and power that will be of absolutely no use to us beyond this current life that we are living. We will have to leave it all behind to someone who may or may not have earned what we will leave them. And this rat race is unending. As long as you want to run it, it will keep going for you. It's like a cat on one of those treadmills, exercise wheel. Yeah, a hamster on an exercise wheel. But they make big ones for cats now, and it is hilarious to watch them try to figure out how to work those things. But as the rat race is unending, see, a rat will be put in a maze and will pursue the cheese. And we will pursue financial and competitive gain. And our our pursuit of this is just as useless as that rat's pursuit for cheese. Because unless we wake up from the deception that one day we will win the race and that we'll have everything that we ever wanted in life, unless we wake up from that deception, we will run the race until our dying breath, and we will have nothing to show of our lives for our lives after death. We will have nothing to show towards the growth and maturity of our spiritual selves, which will be the part of us that will continue to live. We must work on this earth to earn a living and to survive. That's true. That is true. And some of us are fortunate enough to make enough to be comfortable. And there are others who have to struggle a little bit. But all in all, we have to make a living. Amen? But the purpose for our work is not to hoard the wealth, nor is it to indulge in every material fantasy that we come across, because these things do nothing for our spirits. Our purpose in working now, the pains of the labor, it's for our survival and our family, yes, but it is also for others. It is for our neighbors who live among us and the generations who will come behind us. We plant a tree not because we look forward to seeing it grow to its tallest height, because if we have any sense, we're going to know that tree is going to outlive us, and we are not going to live long enough to see it grow to its highest height. We plant the tree for those who come after us. Those who come after us can rest in its shade or eat of its fruit or use it to build shelter or to keep them warm and survive when the cold weather comes. We build it for those who come after. Matthew 20:16, Jesus says that those who will be last will be first, and those who are first will be last. Are you putting others before yourself? Are you living more modestly than you could so that you can give more to others? Are you spending less time in the pursuit of wealth and power so that you can spend time helping your neighbors? Are you spending less time in the pursuit of what our society defines as success so that you don't miss opportunities to spend time with your loved ones? Are you taking the time to ensure that the generation following behind us knows that how to live their own best lives in pursuit of spiritual things? Because if you are, then God and the cosmic laws of the universe will lift you up and put you first. When I say that you will be put first, I'm not talking about motivation for working now just so you can get some kind of reward at the end of your journey. If you put others first, then there's going to be a gold medal once you finish your journey. What I'm talking about is that by putting others first, you are gaining the maximum insight, the maximum wisdom, the maximum spiritual growth that you can have in this life. Because in doing this, we are becoming closer to God, the creator of the universe, and we are becoming more and more like Yeshua, who we still tried to emulate 2,000 years after his death. He was so incredible, so good at putting others before himself. By lifting up others, you change who you are as a person. Your priorities change. You go from being the spiritual child and growing into the person that God created you to be, to grow into the ultimate you. The ultimate you. We are all born with the potential, with the raw ingredients, if you will, to become the ultimate form of the person that we are capable of being. But it takes work to get there. And the work seems counterintuitive, because to be the very best self that you can be, it sounds egotistical, but you have to let your ego go. You have to let go of the wants and the desires for the non-essential things of this world so that you can focus on making sure that there is enough for everyone. You have to let go of the American dream that includes a white picket fence so that everybody can have a shelter over their heads. You have to let go of the idea that one day you'll have everything on this earth that you ever wanted, Because what you'll find is that there's always something else that you're going to end up wanting once you've reached that goal. Once you get that better car, once you get that better house, there's going to be something else that comes along, and hence the rat race continues. You have to drop out of the race, period. And you have to look to the Spirit. You have to take the time, not just to work, but also to enjoy this life, to enjoy the blessings that God has given to each and every one of us. We weren't put here just to be workhorses. We were put here to feel joy, to feel happiness. And yes, a lot of that comes from helping others, and a lot of that comes from just enjoying, just taking the joy in the little everyday happy moments that happen to us. Those little moments of joy, they can even be found in the valleys when we're going through our dark times. When you're going through a dark time, when you're going through a valley, if you find a reason to celebrate, if you find the reason to grab onto a little piece of joy and just take a rest and just hold that joy in your hands, do it. Do it. That is part of why we are here. We are here to find the joy through the dark times. We are here to find the spirit of love of God even through the struggles of this life. That's what it's all about. There is a time to rest and take pleasure in the joys of life, and there is a time to get to work. And when that time comes, you have to put others first, and you have to take seriously the cost of discipleship. The cost of discipleship. Amen? But more than that, okay, so the cost of discipleship can be money, sure, if you have any. If you have any, give it. That is wonderful. That is great. And I am so happy that you are that fortunate financially. And tell me how you did it. Now, more than finances, even more than money, discipleship is a cost of your talents and your time. Where are you spending your time? Where are you spending your time? Are you spending your time with God? In prayer and in study and in meditation? Are you spending it with others? Giving who you are to people who can benefit from just being around you as a person? Are you a mentor to someone? Are you out there setting a good example for others to see and want to follow? Are you extending a helping hand to your neighbors? Are you giving to others the work and the goals that can be accomplished with your talents that only you can bring? And then when you join together with other like-minded individuals, that's when the ball gets rolling, and that is when great things can be accomplished in a community. Or are you still pursuing the dream of earthly things? Are you still focused on the me instead of the we? Because between me and we, there is one that is going to give you any sort of satisfaction. Here's a clue, it's not me. Only one is the path to growth, the path to wisdom, the path to answering the call of the Creator who put you on this earth to begin with. So I encourage you to turn away from the things of this world that might beckon to you, because these things will not endure. Love endures. Joy endures. But not the endless pursuit of money and power and prestige. Those things do not endure. Turn away from those things and instead turn your eyes towards the things of God. Turn your eyes towards the love for your Creator, who will in turn tell you to love one another. Because while heaven and earth will pass away, the words of Jesus will certainly not pass away. His words are his teachings, and his teachings encompass a universal truth that most people just know intuitively, but some of us have to be told. The universal truth of love. Loving one another across cultural borders, across religious borders, across geographic boundaries. Love is what brings the kingdom of heaven into reality. That kingdom, that love of God and for one another is what endures forever. when the rest of the world fades away. Grab onto joy, grab onto love with both hands, and never let it go. Amen.